All right, so I am feeling abnormally creative tonight, and maybe not creative is the word. No, it is. I had like an itch to edit something and do something kind of artsy, and I compiled a bunch of clips in a semi-cinematic format like I normally do, because I hadn't made one in a little bit, and I really wanted to make something that I'm familiar with, but also kind of wanted to play with the new Fuji camera that I have found in my possession somehow, some way. And I shot the cinematic while I was kind of recovering from being sick. First and foremost, I got deathly sick. Not deathly sick, but the most sick I've ever been. I've never been to the ER before until Halloween night, this 31st. The timeline's a little fuzzy, but I guess technically the morning of November 1st. Today, I'm filming this on the 12th. Today is the second day that I've been allowed to train again since getting sick on the 1st. We'll go with the 1st just for like time and continuity's sake, but basically Halloween is when it started. I left work a bit early because I was feeling pretty sick. No, I was feeling sick that morning. I was struggling to get my meals in. I was just kind of like working my way through my egg whites, and my throat felt really tight, and I figured it was like allergies just because I'm pretty allergy prone around this time of year. And I was having a hard time eating my food, my first meal, and I went on a walk, and that didn't really clear things up. I didn't feel much better, so I was just pushing a lot of water, still trying to get my food in, and going about my day like I normally did. So meal one went down kind of rough, but I got it down, and then I got to my second meal, which was just a chicken, rice, greens kind of meal, something light. The exact same thing I'm working on right now, actually. Chicken breast, rice, and some greens. But that one took me like 45 minutes to an hour to eat, and I'm still on prep diet. Like, this is not a substantial amount of food. It never takes me that long to eat such a small quantity of food, and a lot of it was because I was getting a lot of pain in my kind of over here side of my head, and a lot of it in my like the left side of my throat, really. Anyway, I was really struggling to get food in, but I decided to just kind of chalk it up to allergies for whatever reason and say fuck it and push forward. And I got those meals in. I had some rice in me, and I was like, fuck it, I'm still gonna try and train before work today. And I muscled through it. I hit back. Yeah, probably not the best idea. I wasn't aware that I was like sick until later that night, but I trained for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was Halloween, and I was headed to work at the restaurant I work at. I stopped at Target to buy like a pack of markers to like complete my costume. I was doing like Rambo, just something simple. I threw on like a black tank and some cargos and a little bandana and my work boots, which are combat boots because they're non-slip. And I just like drew all over myself with some brown and green marker to do like Rambo. And a couple of my customers recognized it and were like, oh, it's Rambo, fucking sick. Ah, cool. But it was slow. I was just working that night, happened to be, but around 7-ish is when it started to catch up to me. I got really lightheaded and felt stupid weak. I was carrying a tray with some glasses, and it got really heavy really quick for whatever reason, and I just couldn't stop coughing. I had to go to the bathroom like 2, 3, 4 times just to like cough and try not to sneeze in front of people, coughing up phlegm. I felt fucking disgusting. But anyway, I got sent home, and I figured I just could sleep it off, so I pushed some fluids, and then I started to get a little warmer, had like a feverish kind of deal going on, and I just wanted to sleep through it. That was the plan. But I had never been so sick to where I couldn't sleep. Every time I got like even the slightest bit, like I felt the slightest bit restful, I would breathe, and the back of my throat was so dry I could feel like the air kind of like going down and tickling the back of my throat, and it would cause me to just start coughing fucking violently. It was awful. I called my mom, or I texted my mom at like 4:30 in the morning, and she was like, yeah, you need to go to the ER, like I'll send you the address. So she sent me an address to like a 24-hour kind of ER clinic-y thing here in Denton. So I made my way over there, and I was in and out in like an hour and a half, and they ran all kinds of tests, blood pressure, whatever. But they tested me for COVID, strep, and the flu, and all three came back negative. But I was displaying a lot of like strep / flu-like symptoms, and I was running kind of hot. So they sent me home, and I was like, doctor, what do I need? What do I gotta do? I told him I couldn't sleep, and this is this is where my last week went. But I told him I couldn't sleep, and he was like, Benadryl, take 2 and you're chilling. So I made my way to Walgreens, and I picked up some Benadryl and some vitamin C, and for whatever fucking reason, the lady that was in charge of the pharmacy doing the prescriptions, she was really mean to me, like very fucking mean to me. I was visibly like dying walking in there, like barely able to stand, and this like, I don't know, she might have been having a rough morning or something, but she had to take it out on sick me, but it was whatever. Getting sick to that extent scared the fuck out of me, especially regarding prep and wanting to not ruin prep, and I feel like I lost a little bit of time, and I got really, to be honest, I got really depressed, because for 3 or 4 days all I was doing was I would wake up and I would take some of the antibiotic they gave me and try to have some food with it, and then I would take 2 to 3 Benadryl and go back to sleep, and then as soon as I woke up I would do it again. So from November 1st through the 4th, I was just sleeping the entire day, like crazy time skips, sweating through my sheets. I was losing a lot of weight in water, but my physique, I felt just like stupid flat. Like I wasn't well fed. I wasn't like in a good spot. I think I was getting maybe 200 steps a day, and it was really just me going up and down the stairs to try and find food and grab stuff out of the fridge. I will say though, my coach, Mr. Ben, absolutely clutched up and wrote me this insane like recovery sick protocol, get well soon kind of angle. A lot of it was tailored towards softer foods that I could actually chew when my throat wasn't closing up and trying to suffocate me and kill me. So that was super cool. And we managed to keep my food high enough to where I wasn't just like wilting away and dying. And I kept my protein like north of 250. I think that's what the math came out to, close to like, not quite the 300-ish that I've been eating on prep, but like north of 220, south of 275, somewhere in that realm. And all of it was like turkey, some chicken breast, fish, whey isolate, ground beef-ish. All pretty lean amounts of food, but very much things that were either ground or that I could cut up very fine to where I wasn't doing a lot of chewing. That was extremely helpful. But I wasn't allowed to train till yesterday, but we came back coming out of the sick day. Ben gave me like 3 or 4 days of like really high food, high relative to what I was used to fill me back out. Just like carbs on carbs, rice cakes, cream of rice, extra rice per meal, extra meat per meal. Like I was eating really well for 3 or 4 days. And yesterday, when I got to do my first push session again, there will be clips in this video of training with Maddie. We both were just like PRing like crazy on everything, felt super strong, felt really good, pump was there. All the posing at the end of this video is going to be from that push session, and a lot of the heavier push movements that are with the camera. I made the more recent sessions a little more saturated to kind of separate them so you could kind of tell. The more dull ones, also where my hair is a bit longer, I got a little haircut in that time skip, but in the clips where it's a little less saturated, that was kind of before I got. Alright, my camera overheated, so I had to stop for a little bit. But what I was saying is the clips that are a little more saturated are the ones from the last couple days, last couple sessions where I've been allowed to train after getting sick, and the ones that are a little more muted are the last couple sessions before I was told, or before I actually got sick. and I was kind of just sitting able to edit because I couldn't really do much else while I was really, really sick. I wanted to talk more so about gratuity though, and being really thankful for the things that we do have and the opportunities that we do have to do the things that we do and to do the things that we enjoy. Like while on prep, I fucking hate cardio. I hate doing it. I hate the way it makes my shins and calves feel, and I hate sweating through my shirt, and I hate walking home and having my shirt feel clammy and cold against my skin. But once that was kind of taken away from me and I was so sick that I couldn't walk to begin with, I really missed that I was able to do that, even if it was something that I resented while I was able-bodied. Gratuity is certainly something I wish I had worked on more prior to now. I've always preached it, but I've never really taken the time to like sit and talk and really acknowledge how thankful I am to be able to like walk, or to be able to talk, or to have people or a platform to talk to or at. Given a new mindset of gratuity, I will more than likely be a lot more driven with the time remaining in this prep, about 4.5 weeks, give or take, to give it everything I've got, because I was in a position where I couldn't, where that was all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was be back in the fire and embrace the suck and embrace how bad everything hurt and embrace being hungry, and to sit in a position where I'm privileged enough to voluntarily do things that discomfort me in pursuit of something greater. Alright, let's try again. Last one, hopefully. My camera keeps overheating. It's not used to filming for this long. At least not this little one. What I was saying though, I'll just keep it quick because I don't want it to overheat again. And then I'll let the rest of the video run through. But in short, as far as prep updates go, somehow my weight is around the same as before I got sick. But I'm a lot stronger, a good bit leaner. We're holding on to maybe a little bit extra water because the antibiotics that I've been taking for my sickness have been causing a little bit of water retention. But tonight, the 12th, or I guess technically yesterday the 11th, but I got one more to take that I'm going to have with my last meal. This was my second to last. I'm going to go for a walk after this so I can digest a little easier before bed, and then finish my last little beef and greens kind of meal before bed and get moving. But yeah, the antibiotics have been causing a little bit of water retention, so I don't look as tight or as dry. So once that's kind of figured out, done with, and out of my system, I think we're gonna look really, really good, really, really dry. So that's exciting. My strength, like I said, has been really, I wouldn't say through the roof, but it's definitely elevated from where it was. I think the full week off that I took, plus the like little refeeds that Ben gave me for the few days going back into training, definitely did me well. Some rest and some carbs was definitely what my body needed. So we're feeling good on that front. I'm very, very thankful to be able to train again and to be able to walk again and talk again and spend time with people and get to know new people. So having a newfound sense of gratuity for these things, I'm going to take my prep even more seriously, because when I couldn't take it seriously, I realized how much I missed being able to lock in and focus on something that I really, really cared about. But yeah, anyway, we are back in the fire. Things are about to get really, really hot, because I wouldn't say we're super behind on conditioning, but we could be a little further ahead. So steps and cardio are going to be really important. We need to keep that output nice and high, keep fat slowly coming down, and as low as food gets. I don't know if it'll get much lower than we're at right now. I'm not eating I'm eating in a pretty aggressive deficit. But my appetite hasn't really bounced back super far, bounced back like crazy since getting sick, so I can manage it pretty decently. Other than that though, I think we're doing all right. Appetite's nice. I'm juggling everything with school and work still. I feel really strong. Training feels good. I'm super excited to start training again. This video is gonna have some push and some pull over the last 2 days from when I've been fresh and like back at it. And then anything a little more muted is from an older session prior to me getting sick when I was working on this video before I caught the fucking plague and died for 3 days. But we're back on our feet, and I'm really, really excited to sink my teeth into holy stutter. I'm really excited to sink my teeth into the rest of this prep and get everything figured out and handled the way that I know that I can. And I'm really excited to bring a good look to this show that I know I can be a lot more proud of than my first one. Not that I wasn't proud of my first one, but we're gonna blow that first look out of the water, even though it'll only have been 7 months since then, a very brief growth phase before hopping back into a prep, but I'm really excited to see what we're gonna do. I got a lot of people to make proud, and I really don't plan on letting anybody else down. Yeah, so if y'all have stuck around this long, thank you for everything so far. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me yap and ramble and rant about random bullshit, but that's the prep update, you know? We're back at it. Hopefully you appreciated any of the cinematic work that I've been working on. I've been trying to learn this new camera. It's a little more difficult than I thought it would have been, but we're getting it piece by piece. I am thankful to have y'all here. I'm thankful for good health, and I wish y'all the same. Good health, good luck, and I hope the rest of November, or at least until I see y'all again, treats you right. Deuces.